On a scale from 1 to 10, what is your favorite color of the alphabet? And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Questions and answers time. What's up, everybody? I'm sorry if the thing's shaking. And I'm sorry about the bad audio. It's like really windy right now. In yesterday's vlog, I told you guys to comment in the picture any questions that you'd like, and I'd answer it in this vlog. And it's this picture, by the way, just in case you haven't seen it. You should go follow me at Tlalollin1999. But yeah, I got a lot of you guys' comments. It was funny because I posted the picture before I posted the video, and the caption just said "ask away," and I had like 4 or 5 different people just ask me random questions. Didn't know that I was making a video. Actually, someone said, "Is this your way of saying that you're gonna be making a Q&A video?" And yeah, so she didn't see the video, yesterday's vlog, before she saw the picture. Is that better? First one is, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Asked by Daisy Days. The answer is 5. What's your favorite color? Purple. I love purple. It used to be green and blue, but all of a sudden, last year I believe, I just saw purple like differently, and I just fell in love with it. So now purple is my favorite color. What is your face doing? As you can tell in the picture, I'm making a weird face. It's I don't know what I was doing that day. This is by Flam5 Jones. If you're a subpar in golf, does that mean you're good or bad? I think that's golf lingo. I don't play golf. I only like to wear golf playing merch, which is owned by Tyler the Creator, one of my favorite guys in the world. So I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. I can't answer that. J Brass 1023 asks, why do you drum? I drum because it's fun. I feel like everyone has their personal interests, and drumming is mine. Joshua Jordan 13 asked, what's your top 3 favorite sticks? I would say Vic Firth Ralph Hardimans, Promark Skojos or DC 50s, I believe. Innovative Ike Jacksons. I guess just accustomed to playing with them. I really like them. AJ Sembrano 03 asks, how do you pronounce your name? Tlalollin. Tlalollin. The tongue moves around a lot because there's 4 L's in my name. What's the point of stacking practice pads to get more height? There's actually absolutely no purpose, in my opinion. I just do it if the stand is too low. I get too lazy to lift it up, so I just put a pad on top of that. Makes it a little higher, more comfortable to play. It's just a personal thing. What type of job do I have? I work at In-N-Out. I'm an associate at In-N-Out. I love it. It's a fun job. I really do love my job. Subbed like a month ago, and I'm a big fan. Whoa, how did I miss that? How often do you practice? If every day, how long? I practice, I would say, a good 5 to 6 days a week. Most of the practice I do is kind of for these videos, but like in videos you basically see like 5 to 6 minutes of me drumming, when in reality I play like 2 to 3 hours of just straight drumming. It's just fun. I just like to play. Chandler Moss asked, what is the funniest or most memorable moments you have had while performing for Ayala Indoor or any other percussion group? Honestly, I don't think this one, like performing wise, the ending of the point of it all, I don't think could ever be topped. Ike designed the show to end early, so at the end of the show we would just stand there and look at the audience for a good 20 to 30 seconds. And it sounds like a little bit, but if you're just standing there and seeing everyone stand up and applause for the show that you just did, and just taking it all in without having to move props out, run away, and not being able to take it in, it was just a crazy experience. That was the most memorable moment while performing at Ayala in general. I mean, the Jackasses and I, all my homies, like, we've had some amazing moments. Those are my homies. Those are my best friends. On a scale from 1 to 10, what is your favorite color of the alphabet? Giraffe. Young ask again, what camera do I use? I use a Sony 5N, I honestly don't know. Sony Nex 5N. I don't know. It's in the description. I put it in every video because I've had a lot of people ask. But yeah, it's that. You can look it up on Google or something. It's like 150. The thing that sucks about it is that the facing camera doesn't go all the way around. Like the screen doesn't go all the way around, so I'm not able to see myself while recording. So I don't know whether I'm in focus, whether I'm in the shot, whether the lighting on me is good, and it kind of sucks. But oh wow, I'll get a better one in the future. I gotta work with what I have. Jonathan Zambrano 15 asks, how does it feel going from a marching band program at Ayala to marching Dark Sky? That's a good question. I feel like the biggest difference, I hate to say it, but the biggest difference is definitely age and maturity. And the reason I hate that is because I really hate categorizing. I hate it when people categorize me into certain groups because of my age, and they already assume how mature I will be. But that's just the biggest thing. Marching at Ayala, junior and senior year, I was the oldest ones there. I was the oldest one there, right? Along with all the other junior and seniors. So you have little 14 to 15-year-old freshmen coming in and drumming with you. Obviously, their hands are not going to be as strong as yours. Not only that, but their maturity and their learning capabilities will not be as great as yours. But coming into a program like Dark Sky, a world-class group, everyone is almost basically at the same level, playing wise, and everyone can learn fast. Everyone takes in the information and applies it right away. And you can talk about the randomest things, the most complex things within your hand and technique and touch and everything, and everyone understands it and everyone applies it. So that's what I think the biggest difference is between like Ayala Marching Band and Dark Sky right now. What would you say to small drumlines on how to get better? Zach Hollander said this the other day. He was like, a black man once told me, how you do anything is how you do everything. That black man is Ike Jackson. He preaches that every single day at rehearsal, every single day at school. It's just, if you be perfect at everything, you will soon to be perfect at anything, right? When I first went to Ayala, the biggest things that I loved that they said, Mr. Stone, the band director, said that we're not here to make good musicians or good drummers or good anything. We're here to make good people. Once you create a good like personality, a good mentality on how to live your life and how to succeed, drumming will come with it, and the skill level of drumming will come with it. You just got to focus on being better at everything else, and drumming will get there. That's what I would say to smaller drum lines. I'm actually teaching at Paramount right now, and I'm slowly getting that into their brains. Like, you just got to be a good person, and you end up becoming a good drummer. Jack Harold asked, what's the hardest music you had to play in a show? I feel like difficulty level comes with how good you are at the moment. So stuff that I play now would be extremely difficult to how I was 2-3 years ago when I first started Ayala. So I would say, coming from nothing school to Ayala, my first year, junior year, I guess Igor's Riot was the most difficult show or music that I've ever played. But that's because the level of talent that Ayala has, I was down here, so I had to work that much harder. But in reality, like, music from Igor's Riot and The Point of It All, 16 and 17, they were like the same level of music. It was just my skill level got better. And same goes on with Dark Sky. Like, they have really hard beats, but it's easier for me to play now because my hands and my skill level is up there. So yeah, I guess Igor's Riot. So what kind of exercises do you do to get how good you are now? I'm trying to get on your level, man. Well, thanks. It's holding yourself accountable, I think, is the biggest thing. You could play 8 on a hand, and if you play it very sloppy and like you don't care about it, you're not going to get any better. But if you play 8 on a hand and you're like, I'm going to perfect every single transition from left to right, I'm going to make sure every single legato stroke is perfect at the same height and the same velocity that I go down the drum. If you perfect 8 on a hand, every single other exercise that you play will become easier, and therefore you get better. Just exercise, it doesn't matter what you play, it matters how you play them. If you play everything perfect, then everything is going to be perfect. If you try to perfect everything, slowly but surely it'll become perfect, right? How you do anything is how you do everything. He also asked, how many years have you been drumming? CXX Raymond, I've been drumming for 7 years now. Since my 7th grade, so 7th, 8th, 9th, 10, 11, 12, 6, and then this year is about to end 7 years. 7 years of drumming. Kenny Han, how often did you practice to get into Ayala, and what was your method of practicing? Since I was new, I didn't know the warm-ups, so my method of practicing was to learn the warm-ups. Actually, funny story, I went to Ayala like the second day of clinics, and they gave us all the music the first day, so I had one night to learn all like 4 or 5 exercises, and I learned like all of them except their 8s, Nikolai. For some reason I didn't learn it. I don't know why I didn't learn it, I just didn't. So I go into clinics the second day, and Ike's like, alright, you guys have the music, you guys should know it all, let's play Nikolai. And then we play, and I'm like, I had no idea. I had to stop, learn it, try to figure it out, and I was just like blown away by how crazy they play, how well they play. And sure enough, Ike decides to do it down the line. So I messed up. I learned it as fast as possible, and I played it for him. And yeah, that was a crazy trip. Just keep practicing. Always expect the unexpected, and practice until you know everything. That's it. That's all you have to do. That boy Drew 039. What camera do you use? Sony Nex5 and something. And how hard is it to get into an independent world-class group? It's depends how hard you work. The harder you work, the easier it'll be. John Cena, how do you say your name? Tlalollin. Crazaholic Aaron, what was your hardest part about your journey through drumline? The hardest part, I guess, would be to learn how to be perfect. I guess going into Ayala my junior year, no one held me accountable for being perfect, so I didn't know how to be perfect at anything. The only thing that I would be sort of good at would be things that come naturally to me. So I never had to work to be perfect at anything. So going into Ayala and having all that accountability on how crazy just an attack is. Like if you miss an attack, everyone obviously cuts and stuff. Like I wasn't used to that, and just being held accountable to all those, to being perfect was I guess the hardest part. Like being perfect is the hardest thing to do. So I guess that would be the hardest part of my drumming journey. What are your top 2 drumming role models? Keelan Tobia. After watching him in BD 2012, I was like, well, I gotta know who this guy is. Turns out he also made videos when he was in BD, so I try to follow him as much as possible. But yeah, no, I've met him a couple times, and he actually watches my videos, which was a trip to me. It was just like, it was crazy to see, like, before I knew what drumming was, seeing this guy performing at the world-class level and following him as much as possible, and all of a sudden, like, I started doing this and started getting at the world-class level, and then now he watches my videos. It was just the craziest thing ever when he told me that. I was like, oh my god. What school do you go to right now, and what are you majoring in? I go to a junior college, Fullerton Junior College to be exact. I don't know what my major is. I just take classes. I'm taking my GE right now. Classes that I really want to take and that I like. And so yeah, I don't know my major. This is One of a Kind Charm asks, and are you dating anyone right now? No, I'm single. Selby Will ask, why am I your dad? I don't know, Will, you tell me. This is Will, by the way. And I think this is gonna be all the comments. It's yep. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Break time is about to be over, and we'll see where this day goes on. It's
Alright, you guys, so rehearsal ended. Good 12-hour rehearsal, and now I'm pretty tired editing this video. It's 3 in the morning. But I just want to answer a few more questions that came up from the time that I recorded that this morning till now. Hey, I'm looking to go into indoor percussion after high school, but my school does outdoor marching band. What can I do to get into a group after high school? Audition. That's all you have to do, just audition somewhere, and then you keep marching. That was by Samuel Spectrum. Jasmine Aliyah, what's your favorite WGI DCI show? WGI would be Rhythm X 2010. I really like Inspired. And then DCI would be Blue Devils 2012. You can never go wrong. Philip Song asks, who's your best friend? Mondos asks, how long does it take to cook or fry a well? Solid 10 minutes. Solid 10 minutes. Regular fry is 5 minutes. Fry light well is 7.5. Fry well is 10. Are there any people you march with in Dark Sky who don't live in the state of California, and if so, how far? That's a great question, because I feel a lot of people, their excuse as to why they don't march anywhere is because they live too far. Yes, there are people who live in other states. I think the farthest one is Arizona, so they drive a good 7 to 8 hours, I believe, before rehearsal, and then they obviously stay over for the weekend, so they won't have to drive back and forth. And then we also have someone out in Las Vegas who comes from Nevada every single weekend. But it's not only that, like, we're discussing on today actually where the farthest people come from, and we heard that in Broken City we have people who come in all the way from NorCal, which is also a 7 to 8 hour drive. So it's just, if you're dedicated to the sport, it doesn't matter how far, how much it'll be, you'll do it if you're in love with it. So don't worry about this distance, just worry about your passion, I guess, is what I would say. The Sergio R asks, how did you get the spot at Dark Sky? They hit me up asking if I wanted, so I took it. He also asked, what are 3 of your pet peeves? I don't have many. At least I believe I don't have many. One that I do have is dragging your feet when you walk. I feel like many people can't explain the reason why they have pet peeves. It's just something that bothers me. Sir asks, what's your favorite marching drum brand? Frickin' Calvin asks, what's the most useless superpower? He watches my videos. I like you, freaking Calvin. I mess with you. That was an old video. If you know, you know. But yeah, those are all the questions. Thank you guys for asking me all of these. I'm finishing up this editing video, and it's a lot longer than I believed. It's crazy. It's my first Q&A. I want to say thank you guys for supporting me and participating in this with me. Your guys' questions were really good. I had a good time. Hopefully I get to do some more of these in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys for the next one. Peace out.